is my Fat Tire cologne, and I am about at the end of that. I think that's my last one. But that is a beauty. It turned out really nice. I want to tell you about a kind of a different brewing, I don't want to call it a technique, but kind of a different brewing regimen, shall we say, that I've been doing lately. But first I want to show you this nice new haircut I got. Look at that, huh? It's short. I love it like this. You know, I know when I need a haircut, I know it, because when I wake up I have to comb my hair. And that's a good indication that, hey, you need a haircut. That's my measure there. But I hate doing anything with my hair. So if I have to even run a comb through it in the morning, time to get a haircut. But my wife has been cutting my hair for, gosh, probably 5 years at least. So money saved, a penny saved is a penny earned. And there's actually I did a homebrew video on, I think it was called, if you look back in my videos, it's called Haircut and a Homebrew. But a couple of months ago I did that. It was kind of fun. It was just one of those fun little short ones. But speaking of having fun, I've just been going through a few books on my bookshelf. My first one, by William Moore, actually, the third edition of home beer making, the first brewing book I ever cast my eyes on. It was when we had a dog at one time. We got a hold of that corner right there, and thought it tasted pretty good. I guess took a chunk out of that, and then there's I guess I was painting in the house or something at one point. Nice big blob of paint right there. But that was the first book I ever read. You could probably get it for almost nothing on Amazon. But this one is the third edition. I don't know what edition they're up to now, probably 20, but number 20. But really, really good, just basic stuff about home beer making. And earlier I was kind of thumbing through Michael Jackson's Beer Companion. I don't know if any of you are, familiar with that one. This is not the Michael Jackson Thriller, but it's the Michael Jackson who has actually since passed. But a really awesome. If you want to get a good world view of beers and ales and some history as well on beers, that is a really, really good book there. But anyway, so. Maybe another taste, and I'll go on and tell you about my new brewing regimen. Cheers, everybody. That cleared up quite nicely. But well, let me tell you about it. So I'm an old guy, right? I'm in my 50s, and the different way I brew is actually, it's to all you, really, the people who would be interested mainly are the all-grain brewers in this one. And all-grain brewing, it takes a long time to brew that beer. It takes, what is it, 5-6 hours to brew? And that's including, heating up your strike water to, finally cleaning out everything, scrubbing everything down, getting everything dry, put it away. I mean, you're talking 5 or 6 hours. And it does take a toll after a while. I think I've been brewing for probably 3 years. And, it gets to you after a while, even though it's very rewarding in the end, but it does get to you after a while. But so what I've been doing is I've actually been cutting my brew day in half, and then continuing on the next day. Now let me explain. What I do is like Friday night. I've done this before. You come home from work, and what I've done was I've done my strike water. I've done my sparge, and I've made my mash and everything. I've done my Vorloff, my sparge and everything. And then once I get all of the work prepared, right before I boil, I put the top on it, put it in the garage, because I brew out on a patio all the time. And I put all my stuff in the garage, put the lid on the kettle and get ready for bed, go to bed. The next morning I wake up and I take my brew kettle back out, and then I do the boil. I start the boil. I add my hops, 60 minutes or whatever, do that, and I completely finish that, and cool it down, put it into the primary fermenter, add the yeast and all that. So, and I did this beer. This is one of my, I think it's maybe my second one that I did like that. But I really like that technique because it just cuts that, you get 2.5, 3 hours of brew time, and you're going from one day to another, and it just seems like it just doesn't like drag on, because you're not doing that 5-6 hour. Now some of you guys who are in your 20s, 30s, it probably doesn't bother you much, and it's completely understandable. But as you get older, it does. Even though you want to be macho still as an older guy, but that's what I do. I do my, I just do everything up to the boil, and then right before I start my boil, I just cover everything up, put it away, and then resume my brew day the next day. And you can do it the next morning or the next evening. If you do it the next morning, your kettle, that beer is still going to be, or that wort is still going to be warm. But I just wanted to share that with you, a little tip, a little reading material that I've been, going through a little bit. And I hope you guys are having fun brewing. Happy Homebrew Thursday, I guess. But anyway, cheers, and I'll see you on the next one.